Here's check-on stories we're following for you today on Robin Hood Radio. An elementary school student at Sharon Center School tested positive for coronavirus, according to a letter sent out by the Region 1 Superintendent Lisa Carter yesterday. The affected individual's case is related to contact outside of the school day with the Salisbury Central Elementary School case that they wrote about on January 16th. The student has been home in isolation quarantine per CDC protocol. There's been no close contact within 6 feet for 15 minutes or longer over a 24-hour period with students or staff in the school, so there's no need to close classrooms at this time. They shared this information as much as possible given HIPAA guidelines, and they thank you for understanding that sharing more than what is allowed would violate guidelines that protect individual privacy. In Kent, the town's transfer station has been under scrutiny for several months, and there's been a complete change in its employees. A story in this weekend's Republican American Selectmen will meet today in executive session to interview an applicant for the transfer station manager. All of the previous employees have either resigned or were fired. All of the positions are part-time. Two new attendants, Mike Vaca and Ashton Pauley, have been hired and have been working for a couple of months. Jennifer Heaton-Jones, executive director of the Housatonic Resource Recovery Authority, has visited multiple times during the summer months and reported to selectmen that she was so concerned about the management of the facility that she threatened to report it to the State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Her concerns included paint collection not being managed properly, with other items such as paint thinner and spray cans being collected as well. In addition, there was an excessive amount of household hazardous waste present, which included herbicides, pesticides, cleaners, and fuels. Whdd-The Health Clinic will allow students to excel. A divide between students and medical care was the impetus behind efforts to bring a school-based health clinic to Whdd-The. There's a high level of underserved population in Whdd-The, more than a stopgap where students can visit where feeling ill in class. The clinic will provide primary health care to students in need of it, as well as mental and behavioral health care, substance abuse counseling, and other educational roles. Students will receive treatment through the clinic regardless of their ability to pay, and the clinic will run at no cost to the school district. Advocates say having such a medical staff on campus also will help keep students in classrooms, as nearly a third of Whdd-The students are considered chronically absent. The center will be housed in a hallway connecting the district's high school and middle school, with transportation available for elementary students to obtain services as needed. The district will provide the space. Services and equipment will be provided through the Open Door program. In Egremont, a home fire damaged no one except the house. No one was injured. A home on Whites Hill Road was damaged in a fire on Friday that started in the chimney. All of the occupants of the home and animals escaped. No one was injured. Fire crews were dispatched at 2:38 a.m. to Whites Hill Road, which is at the end of a very long, narrow dirt road over the state border in Hillsdale, New York, according to the town fire chief, Joseph Schneider. It could only be accessed from Egremont and required a number of tankers. 9 departments and 3 states responded to the fire, which was caused by multiple cracks in the chimney. In addition to Egremont, fire crews from Great Barrington, Sheffield, Monterey, New Marlborough, Copic, New York, Hillsdale, New York, Prairieville, New York, Canaan, Connecticut, and Lakeville, Connecticut also assisted at the scene. Hundreds of Connecticut school teachers were able to sign up for coronavirus vaccine appointments before they were actually eligible due to confusion over the rollout rules, according to a report in the Hartford Courant. On Monday, State Health Department spokespersons told the Hartford Courant the issue arose after some school districts mistakenly put their entire staff rosters into a registration system when the state actually had asked only for lists of school nurses. The nurses were eligible for vaccination as healthcare providers. Teachers in those districts got automated emails confirming their registrations that enabled them to make appointments to get shots, and an unknown number did so, according to the Courant. Then, in another turn, the state advised that those who have made appointments should keep them, although no one else who's ineligible should make an appointment. New York has reported 106,000 new cases of coronavirus in the week ending Sunday. That was down 4.2% from the previous week. The decline was good news, but it wasn't as steep as the nation as a whole last week. COVID cases fell 11% from the previous week, according to the USA Today network. So meetings coming up today in Salisbury. The Planning and Zoning Commission meets at 5:30. That is a special meeting. Coming up on Wednesday in Salisbury, the track Committee, Salisbury Affordable Housing, meets at 5:30. The Track Committee, Salisbury-Sharon Transfer Station, meets at 5. In Cornwall today, the Board of Selectmen have a special meeting at 9:30 this morning. Tomorrow, Board of Finance has their regular meeting at 6 in Cornwall, and the Conservation Commission meets at 6:30. Sharon Housing Authority has a meeting scheduled for today at 5 p.m. And once again, the Salisbury-Sharon Transfer Station will meet at 5:30 on Wednesday. Conservation Commission at 6:30. President-elect Joe Biden's inaugural committee announced it's hosting lives lost to COVID-19, and they'll honor those lives lost, asking cities and towns around the country to participate. The memorial will take place at 5:30 this evening, locally at many churches throughout the area, including St. Mary's and St. John's and other local churches. The memorial will include a lighting ceremony at the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool in Washington, D.C. The committee is inviting cities and towns across the country to join in illuminating buildings and ringing church bells at 5:30 in a national moment of unity and remembrance. Millerton, New York Town Board has a meeting tonight at 5:30. That will be on Facebook. The Town of Sheffield Select Board has a meeting coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. That is also a virtual meeting. More information at the Sheffield Town website on how you can join in. In Cornwall, on the 20th, the Board of Education has a meeting. A drive-through COVID testing at the North Canaan Town Hall on P Street, January 21st and 28th from 1 to 4. No charge, no appointment. Coming up in Cornwall on the 21st, the Board of Finance has a meeting at 7 p.m. Town of Sheffield, Ashley Falls Historic District Commission has a meeting coming up on Thursday the 21st at 4 p.m. That is a virtual meeting. Town of Kent has their annual town meeting coming up on the 21st at 7 p.m. That is via Zoom. Remember, to get all that Zoom information or meeting information, go to the individual town's website. Meanwhile, there is a town board meeting coming up in Ancram, New York. That'll be on 7 p.m. on the 21st. Region 1 Board of Education has a policy subcommittee meeting on Friday the 22nd at 11 o'clock via Zoom. D.M. Hunt Library has a library Zoom event, Learning to Listen to Classical Music with Warren Whitaker, Saturday the 23rd. And Saturday, January 30th at 4 p.m., register at huntlibrary.org or on the library's Facebook page. Sharon Playhouse Spotlight Gala Glittering Virtual Party will be held. The gala celebrating the past, present, and future of the Playhouse with exciting celebrity performances and appearances. That'll happen on January 23rd at 8 p.m. Performances by Playhouse alumni and more. Appearances also by Kevin Bacon, Blair Brown, Jane Hasmerick, Kara Sedgwick. Ticket donation is $25 per household. Tickets and more information on how you register for the virtual event, SharonPlayhouse.org. Our business brief is underwritten by Morgan's at the Interlaken, interlakenin.com, and by Salisbury Bank, salisburybank.com. The Dow Jones Industrial Average starts off today at 30,814.26, the NASDAQ at 12,998.50, and the S&P 500 at 3768.25. We'll take a look at the tri-state forecast. That'll come your way in just a few moments.